Is it 3 or? Yeah.
7th of July, Rabbi Furst, Mishna Berura.
Right. Good morning again. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here with Samanapshi here in Yerushalayim, here of Zoom. This is our second share in the morning. We're proceeding further with our learning of Mishnah Berura in Siman Kuf Lamed Beis, Sif Beis in the Mechaber. And would like to volunteer to read?
Where do you want me to start?
Adam, yeah, just read the Mechaber and then we'll go to the Mishnah Berura.
Okay, also Adam, let's just basic Knesset Kodem Kedusha de Sidra. It's also for a person to leave the base medrash before Kedusha de Sidra. Mr. Brewer, let's say it's base Knesset Sechuli. The Kivin de Ha'olam Miskayim Alzeh, because the world depends on this. Short Lezahir Mezulzali Bezeh. You have to be very careful about it.
It's a reference to the Kedusha de Sidra.
Right.
Tremendous significance for the existence of the world. They're saying of the Kedusha de Sidra.
Okay. Well, the Fima She Ba'arnu La'el, and that which we explained above, the Nachon Lahadar L'Amram B'Tzibor, that it's correct to say it's with the Tzibor. Memela Tzarik L'Zahir Shalo Latzeis Mikodem, that you have to be careful not to leave before this. Afila Im Yirtza L'Amram B'Fnei Asi, even if you're going to say it by yourself. Im Lo B'Shas Hadchak, if not for an emergency or some pressure. Kadisha Sidra, who Kedushas Uvalat Sion.
Right, that's what he's making a reference.
Okay.
Now let's see the Ramah.
Okay. For Achar Siyam Hatfila, Olena Shebech Me'umad, and after we're done with davening, we say Olena Shebech standing. Yuzaher Amru Bekavani. You should say it with kavana, with intention. Ukeshamanmigia al Kel Lo Yoshua. We get to the part which says Kel Lo Yoshua. Yafsik Ma'ad. You should wait for a short instant. Kodem Sha'amru V'Nachnu Korim. Before you go, you do V'Nachnu Korim to separate that there are no other gods, and then that we bow to Hashem. V'Omrim Kadashasum. And after Elena was finished, you say Kaddish Yasam, mourner's Kaddish. Afilu Ein Yasam Bebeis HaKnesses. Even if there's no mourner in the basic Knesset, Yomer also Misha Ein Lo Ava Ein. Then somebody who does not have a mother or father could say the mourner's Kaddish at that point. Afilu Misha Yesh Lo Ava Ein. And even if somebody who does have parents, I guess both parents, Yachal Lomru Im Ein Avi V'Imo Makpidin. Then he's allowed to say it if his parents are not makpid about not saying it. Some parents don't want you to say Kaddish if they're both alive.
Right. Okay, let's stop here and see the Mishnah Berura before we go further in the Ramah.
Okie dokie, hold on.
Right.
Olenu. Zayin, Olenu. Magen Avram Kasav B'Shem Hari. The Magen Avram writes the name of Hari, She Yomruhu, Achar Kol Shlosh Tefilos. We say Olenu after all three Tefilos, Shakus Mishkamarav, V'Kei Nogim B'Midos, and that's how we're knowing in our countries. Milvad B'Veis Kinesios Gedolos She Mispal Tefilos Marav Stomach Lemincha. Except in those large Bate Kinesios, large base Bate Kinesios, where they say mincha, where they say marav right after mincha, or close to mincha. On the command siman reish lamed hey. Ein orim aleinu achar gemar tefillas mincha. Then, in that point, you don't say aleinu right after mincha. We have the same thing on Yom Kippur. We don't usually say mincha. We don't say aleinu after mincha.
Right after mincha or after nila.
Either one.
Right.
You don't say aleinu until after mar. You say aleinu. You don't say Elena until after Marav.
Right, correct. Very good.
Okay. Okay. The Elenu Shiyomru Acha Tefilas Marav Koi Gam Amincha, because Because we're saying that the Olenu that after Mariv goes after the Mincha one also because they're so set so close together. V'yesh kama nusachos b'Olenu, and there are many wordings of Olenu. Bechova b'Eliyarabba, and according to the Eliyarabba, ein l'shanos shum nusach. You should nuscha. Once you have a nusach for it, you shouldn't change. Is that what he's? That's what.
Right. There are different versions of the Elenu. So whatever version you happen to have, you shouldn't change it. Most of our Siddurim are more or less standardized in terms of what we say.
Okay. He called nuscha yeshvas yisod because any nusach has a basis for it, so they're all valid.
Right.
Okay. B'kavanah with intention. Yesh lomer olenu be'ema uviyur. You say it with awe and with fear. He called tzva hashemayim shomim because all of the hosts of Shemayim are listening. Kadosh Baruch Hu omed im pamalya shamala, and Hashem stands with the hosts of heaven. V'kulam onim v'omrim ashrei ha'am shekachalo ashrei ha'am v'chulu, and they all answer ashrei ha'am shekachalo. Happy is the nation who is like this.
Ashrei ha'am shekachalo, meaning Ashrei, fortunately, is the nation that I think has their hope in Hashem. Ashrei ha'am.
Okay. V'nachtu korim v'tzarech l'kroa. We bow down, and you have to bow down. Shelo yeh nira kofar Hashem. So it doesn't appear that you are denying Hashem. You say we're going to bow down, and you don't bow down would not be correct. Kadosh yasam achar aleinu. Hold on, let me find the place.
Right. So we say the Kaddish Yasam after Leno. There's the Kaddish Yasam.
Okay. Shari la'olam tzrichen lomer Kaddish achar she'amru psukim. You always have to say Kaddish after you say psukim. U've'olenu yesh gam kain psukim v'tzrichen Kaddish acharav. And in Olenu there are psukim, so you have to say Kaddish after that. Ela shenagu b'kedusha zeh le'nichu le'yasam shemes aviv v'imo. And we've set aside this the Kaddish after Olenu for
we designate.
Okay, fine. The Kaddish after Olenu for children who've lost their parents. Yasum katanim, because they were small children, or fil gedolim she'enam yecholim lios shluchei tzibor, or even older ones who are not capable of being the shluch tzibor. Lomer Kaddish ubaruchu achar avivim, and when they would be able to say Kaddish and Baruch Hu for their parents, so we let them, since they can't be shluch tzibor, we give them the Kaddish after Olenu to say.
Right.
Shem hayu yechol l'spal lifnei ha'amud, if they were able to daven before the Amud, zehu tov yoser me'amiros Kaddish. That's better than just saying Kaddish.
Right.
The glory Yadua Mimaisa de Rabbi Akiva Toelas Gadol Sheesh Lemes B'Shesho Ben Omer Kaddish Uborchu. We already know from the incident of Rabbi Akiva that is a big help for the neshama to have a son. For a mace that has a son who can say Kaddish and Baruch for him. V'yoseh b'tok shana harishona, and certainly it's even better during the first year of Avelis. L'kach tiknu hinichu Kaddish zeh. Therefore, we're masakin that this Kaddish should be given to the Yisomim. Shein sarach shum davar yoteh. There's nothing more important than this. L'Yisomim in katanim hein gadol, and the Yisomim, whether they're children or they're adults. Ubesof hasimin hatakti bever halacha kol dine kaddish bekitzer. And at the end of the siman in the ber halacha, we give all the dinim of Kaddish in summary. Ubishem Marmar Kaddishin Yukore.
Right, so I think maybe we'll do it. It might be worthwhile looking through those halachas in the Berura. We'll see if we finish the Mishna Berura.
Okay.
We'll try and do that. Lean.
Okay, Yachol Lomru Im Ein.
If the parents aren't makbid, right?
Okay, fine. Ratan wants to say, Dafka Kishu Mishar Shalo Yakbid al Zed. It's specifically if the parents have let him know that they're not makbid on this. Umistaber decals Hula Indian Kaddish Yasam. This only refers to the Kaddish of the Yasam. Mesha Kaddish Zeh Yuchad Yasomim, because this Kaddish is set aside for Yasomim. And if you're not Yasomim, you would really need a reason to do it. Aval Mispal Ha'amud or Lepors al Shma Elo Lachos Klal Shema Yakpidu al Zeh. But if you're diving before the tzibur and there are other kadeshim that you say which are not Kaddish Yasam, then this you don't have to be mocked. You don't have to worry about that because those aren't, Kaddish Yasam. There are other kadeshim that are required by davening, and you shouldn't have to worry about it.
There's no reason that the parents should be makbid about it.
Right.
When we were learning these halachas, by the way, when we were learning these halachas with Scheinberg Zachon Bracha, he said, really, logically speaking, there should be no reason why the parents should be makbid. It's if they have some emotional issue about it, but in terms of halakha, there's no reason why the parents should be makbid about it. Yeah, but you still have
to. I think we're back in the Ramah.
Right.
Okay. V'yesh lomer pitom ketores erev v'vocher achar tefillah. We say pitom ketores night and morning after tefillah. V'omrim tehillah in Kohen v'chol. We also say in Kohen with this. V'omrim hashir shalavim hayu omrim b'mikdash v'shachris levad. And we only say the shir shoyom during the day. So let's do the Mishnah Berura. V'yesh lomer mipnei hakatoras hayu maktirin pamayim b'chol yom k'moshe kasav b'torah, because we offer the katoras twice during the day in the Beis Hamikdash. Therefore, we say the psukim of katoras twice in the davening. Erev hainu achar tefillas mincha o kodem la, either after mincha or before mincha. The hakatoras lo hayu maketrin v'lai, because the katoras are not offered at night. Uvevocha achar tefillah tzarachin. You have to look into it. Lam anu omrim also b'Shabbos v'Yom Tov achar musaf. Why do we say this on Shabbat? I guess. Why do you say katoras? This is talking about katoras. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Why do we say this after? We say it after musaf. Aloha katoras kodemas musaf in l'kulei alma, because in the Beis Hamikdash the katoras were offered before the mincha offering, before the musaf offering, according to everybody. He shaycha lekorban tamid, because it's relative to the korban tamid.
That's the morning korban. The tamid is the morning.
Right. The after kavasa lepater b'toch divrei Torah, and it's possible that the reason is that you're saying in the midst of divrei Torah, uba kisavim itam shatam lahavriach haklifos uba shla kasav. La'amru kodem tefillas acharecha. Not sure what he said, or I'm not sure what he just said here.
Again, so they gave it one possibility that you wanted to be putter, I mean, you wanted putter means you want to depart. You want to deport the divrei Torah.
Okay, just say divrei Torah as you're finishing davening. Okay, fine.
Right. So maybe they pushed it off to the end there.
Okay.
Right.
Now, my question is, we don't at Seaboard say katoras by mincha. I mean, I haven't seen it. I don't remember ever seeing it. We certainly say after shachar in the morning, but I've never seen it after mincha.
After mincha,
or before, whatever, around mincha. I've never seen a repetition around mincha time. Are there people who do say it then?
It's in the beginning. Well, that could be the slaw. according to the Shlah Kasev, the Amru Kodim Tefillah V'achrecha, meaning both before and afterwards. So, so I know it is brought down the to say it in the in before mincha, but I don't recall seeing it being said after mincha.
Yeah, but I've never even seen it said before mincha.
Yeah,
Have-
yeah. Not in
I don't remember ever seeing it before mincha.
Yechidim. I mean,
Anybody
they
else?
don't. The Shilak Tzibor doesn't do it. That's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's for sure. Definitely. Right.
So you're saying that it's probably reasonable to say Pitam Katoris before you daven mincha is probably reasonable, even without this, especially if the Tzibur is not saying it.
Yeah, that's where it's placed there because you have the Tamid also there before mincha and some korbanos there before mincha. So that's where it is in the siddur, right?
Okay. For Omrim Hashir, when you say the Shir Shal Yom, I am the Magen Avram Shemasik the Kavana Haramah Lilma B'Kol Yom Shir Sheshayach Below Yom. That every day we should say a shir that is relevant to the day. The Hainu should be Yom Aleph Hayu Levim Omrim David Mir Lashem Harasu Melo V'Gomer Ad Sof HaMizmor. Okay. V'Kein B'Kol Yom HaMizmor Hashayach Lo. And so that's the mizmor we say on Yom Rishon, and each day has a mizmor that's
relevant to it,
that's fit for it. And we list all the one we say with Ein Kelkenu on Shabbos, we list the 7 shirim that are said for each of the days.
Right.
Ava Ein Kavanasa Shamru Mishnas Hashir Shayu Omrim. I guess it's not the aval ein kavanaso sheyomru mishnas hashir shilevim omrim. We don't need to say that. We don't have to say that. That part of it. We just say the shir itself. I don't quite understand what he's saying with the Mishnah verse.
Let's see. Our ain kavana so sheyomru mishnas hashir shayal levina omrim.
I didn't try to touch it.
Our ain kavana so sheyomru mishnas hashir. Good question. I'm not exactly sure what this is referring to.
Okay. Okay. Achein b'Shabbos nogim ha'olam lomer Mishna zu achar pitum ketores kmo shenidvas hasidurim. So this is a Mishnah that has all the psukim, that has all the mizmorim in it. Okay, we normally don't say the whole thing except on Shabbos,
right,
because it's time consuming.
Correct.
Shachris Levad, we say Shir Shalom Shachris Levad. After Bamikdash, Hayu Omrim Shira al Niksei Hayayin Gam al Tamid Shal Ben Arbayim. In the base of Mikdash, when they would sing Shira, when they would do Niksei Hayayin in the afternoon, they would say the Shir at Mincha time. Achen Mipnei Shekama Pamim Hayu Akonim Tahorin to Rudim. And there many times the Kohanim were very busy. Hayu Mevian and the Nechasim Shal Ben Arbayim B'Laila. They would bring the Nechasim of the afternoon at night. B'Laila Ein Omrim Shira. And at night we don't say Shira at all. The Ficha, therefore, Noagin Lomer Hashir B'Shachris Vad. Therefore, we're knowing only to say Shira in the morning. The Eze Mizmor Nohagin Lomer B'Yom Tov L'Shir Shal Yom. And what mizmor are we practiced to say on a Yom Tov when we say Shir Shal Yom? Yevorim Yirtzeh Hashem Lekaman Hilchus Yontov, and they're all explained in Hilchus Yontov. They list, probably over there, they list all the shiurim for the Yontov.
Right. Okay, very good. Let's see, Lo, can we finish up? No, we're not gonna have time to finish up the remark and
Okay,
no sense rushing. We'll
okay,
work on it next week. Man's system.
very good. Have
Okay, Yashkoach, Lauren.
All right,
have a good
thanks,
day,
Tim.
everybody.
Thank you, Mir.
Okay.
Everyone have a good day.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay.